Yo ho ho! What's
Yo,
going on, guys? This is Grim Reaper bringing you what can only be called a stitch-up episode of greatness, where we took the remains of godliness and the new sproutings of even more godliness, and we put them together for a 134.5 and a 135 podcast. You already know we back with the boys, with the squad. Everybody here's to talk about the highly anticipated, I guess, reveal of Blast. Now, there's some speculative feelings going around, some speculative opinions going around that's going to make the conversation very, very interesting. I don't want to dive too deep into it immediately. So before we even go to what comes before that, let's talk to these niggas. What's up, guys?
it's good.
Hey.
Thought you were a woman.
We have a
Bro,
woman
what
in the
was
chat.
What? Good chapter, man. Good chapter, dog. I will say though, it's mainly because of my feelings on a certain character. But once we get it, just Grimm, give me the word. You unleash me. It's over. I want 5 minutes.
This nigga's like Exodia, bitch. You need to 5 pieces.
Yeah.
It was great.
What'd you say?
Chapters.
It's gone Scottish.
You gotta be closer to your mic, Sundown.
I said it was great. No, it was good. I enjoyed it. I liked seeing the fact that Blast has his name on his damn shirt. But yeah, I was a big fan of that. Can't wait to talk about that part.
I would like to bounce that sentiment right back at him. You know what I'm saying? Blast with the shirt with his name on the thing. I really appreciate that. It's like Murata giving me what I want without even knowing what I want. Facts.
Okay.
And overall, was an interesting chapter, given the possible connection, inspiration to Blast that are not so sweet mask, given some of his plotting in this chapter. He has to Blast, which I have to say wasn't expecting that. Like, surely one of these heroes in the whole Hero Association, at least one of them had to have had an interaction or was inspired by him or rescued by him at some point in the past. That's kind of a given, but I'm surprised it's this guy of all people.
All right, so I don't know if you guys have noticed or not, but we've been getting shorter chapters. Speculation in the community right now is that we're going to be getting shorter releases or shorter chapter lengths, with quicker releases. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I know we'll definitely pivot towards adjusting towards that, being able to release all the content we have to right on time. I know some of us may have lagged a little bit, at least with analysis and stuff like that. So, how do you guys feel about the release schedule right now, or at least compared to what it has been before?
I think I prefer how it was being released before, just for me because I read a lot of monthly series, so I don't really like having chapters release as frequently as we expect One Punch Man to release now. Just because I don't like to be bombarded with chapters like that. Just for me, I don't put out content with One Punch Man too often. So for me, the release how it was before worked out for me. But that's just from a content creator's perspective, I guess. As a fan, I could see why you would feel differently. Well, I'm a fan too, but
But the same, they're you a bystander, nigga.
For me, I actually never became too familiar with the release schedule in general. So whenever we get the chapters, I just look at it as a blessing because I never know when they're going to come anyway. And having this one come relatively quick from the other one, regardless of the short page count, it makes me happy. So I'm doing fine.
Yeah, I definitely think that like the community's expectation of when a chapter's supposed to come out has definitely like affected me because he doesn't meet those expectations like ever, like ever.
Yeah, I'd rather he just take his time and just let him flow.
I mean, yeah, but like that time period where we were getting like, I think it was like a 4-month time period of redraws of like not even knowing if the next chapter was gonna be a continuation of the fight or a redraw, and the continuations of the fights were like somewhere even transition chapters. So it was a good like 4 or 5 month time period where like One Punch was really falling off the ball. I don't know if that was like purpose or like if they used 2020 for that reason, but I personally, I'm looking forward to the improved release schedule. I know Suzuki mentioned the word bombarded. I think that's mostly because we got these two kind of simultaneous. Like the transition has just started, so we don't even know if this is going to be an actual like consistent pattern. We just gotten the 2 chapters in a pretty successful manner.
Wasn't even a week.
Was it?
I'm pretty sure. It was
Yeah,
like
maybe
5-6 days, I think.
I mean, how many pages is this one? Like 17?
The newest one, 135, was only 12.
12. How many pages are One Piece chapters?
Anywhere between 15 on a break kind of week to about 20 or so.
I think when it's 15 pages, that's usually when it's a few double spreads.
Yeah.
Because they count as 2. So
Okay.
yeah.
I don't know, man. This felt kind of like really, really short. Like if it was, don't get me wrong, if this was a Garou type situation where it was a Garou and Darkshine, the cliffhanger would be nothing but like potent fire, or just fuel for the fire, bro. Just potent ass fuel for the fire. Like you would really be anticipating that next week of release. But right now, man, like this is just a transition chapter, and when we get out of the transition, we gotta go back to these jets. So to be honest, bro, I think the saving grace, in my personal opinion, like maybe even like spark somebody like Natsuki, would be to like have some of the other cadres come back into the picture, or like at least establish their position and who they're actually going to come up against. That'd be really, really helpful or useful right now, because I don't care about like it's nice that Iaian and Atomic are like acknowledging that Iaian made it out alive and like, he's succeeding and shit, but like I don't care, and I honestly
You monster.
yeah,
You
like
take that back.
we got a Mile here. Like we'll get to him later on because there's a lot that goes to mind. Like stock drops, stock jumps, like full character evaluations. Like this nigga's, he could be on the verge of some new developments, but I'm kind of upset that like 14 or like 6 out of the 14 pages were him crying. What do you think, Sundown?
About the crying or about the release schedule?
The release schedule.
Damn it. Yeah, I mean, I think I agree with Satsuki in the sense of as a content creator, it messes up my schedule a bit when it's so frequent. Just because it means I have to actually release reviews, man. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I'm just happy that we're getting chapters what seems to be relatively frequently, even if they are shorter. Don't really mind that, to be honest.
It's something that never bothered me. As long as I don't get spoiled and get a link when it gets translated.
I like them long shits, bro. That them EC days, man.
Also,
All right.
I just like to know if it's actually a new chapter or a part installment, so I can always get my graphics right.
All right, so we're gonna be touching on 134 for half the time period, and then we're gonna be hopping back onto 135. They're both short chapters, so it won't be too crazy. So let's start off with Genos. Looks like Genos he's still in commission.
Yeah, I know that comes as a bit of a shock.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, there's you guys already heard the last podcast. We basically went all out, diving as deep as possible into the different possibilities of the scenarios for Genos. I remember I personally brought up that he could work like an engine, to where as long as he's within boundaries, he should be able to work after the fact. There were some strong arguments made in terms of like him going into the second mode is exceeding normal operating conditions. So after the fact, he should be kaput. We even speculatively didn't even know when exactly he entered into the 10-second mode, whether the drill cannon was part of it or not. So with what you guys remember, what we understand now, is Genos like what do you have to say now? What do you have to say about Genos now?
That nigga Geno's just raw.
Pretty
He's
much.
a little mechanical monster he is after what he did. And he just flies off, basically. Go help people. Goodbye.
Just look at the way he's done it, bro. He just lands, and this is us basically saying, "Oh, he's falling. She's letting him fall." Tatsumaki, is her stock gonna drop because she let Genos fall?
Is her stock dropping like Genos right now?
We did all that shit, and he lands. He does a superhero landing. Tells the other heroes, "Yeah, y'all need to actually pull your finger out your ass. I'm going back up." And then he just goes back up. And it's like, yo, this dude, he's crazy.
This is Sasuke.
Yeah, you got to give Genos credit just because, like the theme of what we've been seeing in this art with the heroes is like fighting past your limits. I think pretty much everybody has done that except for one nigga. So yeah, you gotta put more respect on Genos' name. Like all the Genos haters right now, you haven't been hearing the peep, have you?
No, we have not. Them niggas quiet.
Real quiet. Yeah.
And they was loud too, horror too, right? It was loud as hell.
For years, they've been loud.
Uh-huh. So I guess before we keep it pushing, like is it fair to call him above dragon or
Above dragon?
He's solid dragon, at least for the moment. We don't know the long-term effects this is going to have on his body. Hell, he jumps off. He was like, I got work to do. And then it's like they look away, and then you just hear a giant thud because he done fell on the ground. He's like, God damn it, my legs don't work. Fuck.
Okay, you remember chapter 91, I think it is, when Garou was walking after he beat Royal Ripper. He was with Tadio, and then he ran into to Rover. Same exact scenario. Genos after this, or no, not even before, not even after this shit. Like before any of this just happened. Like perfect Genos. He's walking down the hallway and he runs into Rover. What happens?
Well, considering that, I mean, it's possible that he could tame Rover. It's possible.
Yeah, I mean, considering how strong Genos' blasts have been shown to be against Sairochi, he might actually be able to give Rover like a solid run for his money. I think he could probably beat him.
Probably beat him?
Yeah, as in put him down forever, bro.
So, are you guys saying that you guys believe Rover could have like done something similar to what Genos did?
No.
We're just saying this nigga durable. So like nothing that has been thrown at Rover has killed him. He's still kicking. So I'm saying he would probably beat him and tame him, but killing him, I don't know what it takes to kill Rover still.
But you would agree that Genos' drill cannon or the true incineration cannon are stronger than the Saitama punch, right?
The Saitama punch that he did on Rover?
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is gonna be a poll question. I have to make this a poll question now.
Oh no.
That's a
I don't
difficult
know.
one, man.
You said is the Dragon Incineration Cannon stronger than Saitama's punch on Rover?
You remember? Yeah, the punch that Saitama did on Rover compared to the drill cannon that he did that first deflected Orochi's big blast, and then the true incineration cannon that completely canceled it out. Are either of those stronger than the punch that Saitama did on Rover? Because if so, then that's what I'm saying. I believe they're clearly stronger, and that's why I believe that Genos, by going into his 10-second mode, will be able to beat Rover.
That's hard for me to say.
Offensively, maybe. Durability, no, because we're talking about Saitama.
I feel like I'm missing a lot of context to be able to answer that.
What questions pop up in your head?
I don't know. I mean, I just feel like there's more. Like I would have to go back and see these things before I can say definitively yes or no.
Yeah.
But I'm leaning towards no.
You're leaning towards this Genos couldn't beat Rover.
Yes.
That's crazy. You know, we just saw a panel of him deflecting an attack that almost. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy to me. Like I get
that's Rover.
That Rover is durable, but like, how many of those is he tanking?
He ain't just durable. I mean, Rover's that nigga, man. They call him Rover for a reason.
We kind of.
What reason is that?
Like last podcast.
It's that nigga be roving.
What does that mean? I don't know what that
pick up a
means.
signal.
Sundown?
Don't question it.
Nah, I think Genos probably in his 10-second mode. I reckon he probably I think he beats Rover. Just seeing because if it was Orochi against Rover with that same blast, which Genos deflected, it would probably be that would be game over for Rover. So I'm thinking, Genos got it.
I'm saying, bro. Because even the Orochi blast, like the Orochi blast that Orochi did on Saitama, that would probably kill Rover, right? Or no?
Maybe not.
Yeah, he might be able to tank that. You're right. Maybe.
Yeah.
Damn, bro. Y'all niggas think highly of Rover, bro. And that nigga's a tank, bro. I agree, though.
Yeah.
Like, even banging bomb, like, boosted up with Fubuti. Like, they weren't able to really hurt him. And he was already hurt.
Well, they are just using their fists after all. It's like the damn dog is so freaking durable. It's like I could just imagine if you ever got his hide, if he so happened to die, someone would have damn fine armor. If you could mold it into something.
Or just like that Nemean lion Heracles thing.
Yep. Menian dog. Or Nenian.
Yeah, that nigga shoot blast out his mouth, man.
No, I'm not talking about that.
I am.
All right, let's talk about another point of development here. So we got the obvious relationship evaluation of Atomic Samurai and Iaian. So you gotta have to.
Wait a sec. You ain't gonna talk about Pig God vomiting them all up?
Ooh,
Yeah.
we got it. We got it. We got to talk about
Ain't
it.
nobody want to talk about that shit, bro.
Oh, Grimm, don't do this to me.
Hey, Steve-O was really happy when that came up, man.
Don't do this to me. I wouldn't say happy.
Give him a moment. Give him a moment and let him say what he wants to say.
Everybody demonetized, bro.
Like, we don't run that risk literally every time, so just run with it.
That's not even a risk anymore. That's a guarantee. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Lead the way, sir. Go ahead, Steve-O.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh my God. All right. So these broads don't have no names, rightfully so.
What?
'Cause what else are they intended for? than
Nigga,
to serve as.
that's Asami.
Oh, okay.
Rightfully so.
That's disrespectful
All
as
right.
fuck, bro.
All right. So I'm
And
just
you-
call her ass for short because that's all she is.
What? You disrespect
What?
her again, bro? Do you hear? Like, who are you, bro?
She has been created to serve simply as a pleasure receptacle
Oh, the misogyny.
for the likes of you and I.
Yo, now we're not getting into office.
I'm
And-
starting to regret this decision of mine.
Listen. I simply want to say that I must give thanks to Yusuke Murata for pleasing a brother in such a way that makes it clear that he supports the struggle.
What?
To be honest, the wording of that could have been better because that does suggest.
Did Murata please you, bro? When did he please you? Were you above 18 or after 18?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
How old were you when Murata pleased you?
The very first time I would say,
Hey, don't mention no clocks. If you mention a clock,
damn, it's been a while, man. I don't even know how long I've been reading it. I was probably like,
Might be want to drop this before it gets too bad.
Yeah, let's not.
it's probably like 19. It's probably like 19. Yeah, does that kind of grooming? I think it does. Even if you are over the age, I think it's still grooming because, they say that frontal cortex lobe or whatever it is, it don't fully form till you're like 26. So technically, niggas is pedophiles even if you're fooling with somebody that's 25. Technically.
Yo,
Getting weirder than I thought it would.
Technically. I mean,
yeah,
y'all
no, we're done.
y'all got me into it.
We're done with
I
that.
didn't want to go there.
See, no. I told Keisha no, and he was like, "Fuck you, let's do it."
I thought you would mostly just say what you said when you were reacting to this before the podcast. But no, you went into different territory. Dark, evil territory.
I didn't want to take it there. Grimm talking about when he first pleased you.
No, bro.
I'll let you
you're
know.
the one that literally said that.
Talking
We
about,
have it all.
yeah, no, talking about Sami's like, oh, she's just a receptacle for pleasure. Like, what the hell, bro?
Ain't that what she is? What else she done done?
No, bro, we're not thing to niggas.
That thing to me.
Alright, we're moving on, bro.
Help me do that thing to myself.
No, bro. Nah.
Yes. Indeed.
Grimm, you were right in skipping this part, man. I apologize.
Anyway, the short of it is the Nariki squad was in the void dimension that is Pig God. He
Did you say the
bumped
Freaky
them
Squad?
up. Do what?
Did you say the Freaky Squad?
The Nariki squad.
Oh, okay.
You sound like Ricky a little bit.
And yeah, so it shows that he can cough things up, and like when he swallows stuff, it doesn't immediately get dissolved, which I guess is good to know for future reference.
Or, maybe he can control it.
Maybe, but I'm less inclined to believe that.
It wouldn't surprise me.
But
Alright, so
the joke about Zombie Man was kind of funny. It's like, oh my god, your digestive juices dissolve Zombie Man. It's like, no, I just got beat the shit out of.
y'all niggas really just wanted to talk about useless shit, bro. That's what y'all wanted to talk about, bro.
What you mean useless, man? Her
Shit
ass
that
is
nobody
fat.
cares about.
Like,
Asami did it.
we gotta talk about this, bro. Both of them, like, cause Murata, he just showing that he different time to time. Like, cause if you look at other mangaka, even when they draw ass occasionally, it's never consistent. Like, look at Smoothie. Sometimes she be like, bow, bow, ta dow. But then there's other times where she look flat. But these two bros, they consistently be thick. Like, nigga, like, oh, you know how you got that favorite, ain't it?
The favorite what?
The favorite, ain't it?
Are you saying
Like-
any or anal?
Ain't it?
What?
Come on, now, you saw this coming. But listen, you know how you got their favorite, ain't it? Like she be
Are you?
No, I'm done. No, we're moving off of this, bro. I'm done playing in that little spiral with y'all niggas. All right,
Okay,
we're moving on to
all right.
Iaian and the Atomic Samurai, bro. Hell no.
we gonna come back.
No, we not. No, we not. All right, so there was some obvious sentimental development here between Atomic Samurai and Iaian. If you do a little bit more rereading towards the beginning of the operation, when Iaian was reminiscing to like Atomic Samurai's teachings in the prep situations that he was in, whether it was with Devil Longer or even beforehand.
You said neon.
Iaian, my bad.
Ian.
Iaian?
His name is Iaian.
What?
It's
Isn't it
EI, or excuse me, it's IAIAN. That's how you spell his name.
Iaian. It's
What?
supposed to be like EI, like how they say when they do the quick draw, but it's like a play on Ian in EI. It's
That's
put
they-
together like
That's what they say
EI.
when they do the quick draw, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, bro.
he told you. EI.
Yeah, he knows, bro. She son, bro.
What the fuck, bro? Don't come out here with
Yeah,
them
nigga.
like swords in your mouth type bullshit, bro. Nobody take that nigga serious, bitch.
It's not just Zoro though.
That's why he
what
got
they
his
call
blade
it.
tipped. I don't want to hear it, bro. Zoro the type
Got
of
his
nigga to
blade
get his
tipped.
blade. That's Zoro the type of nigga to get his blade tipped, bro.
That's
I
not
said
true.
it.
Come
I
on,
said it. You know it's true, man. You know it's true. And Zoro the type of nigga to lose his blade too, bro. I don't want to hear it. We talking about real swordsmen here. Real swordsmen. Damn, bro. Niggas want to talk. Niggas stay trying to talk about Loro in the presence of Atomic, bitch.
It wasn't even just about Zoro. That's something that's actually real in real life. That's what they call it.
Yeah. They don't call it quick draw.
I think it also can mean.
That's what it is in
more.
English.
I'm not sure.
All right, but Iaian. No, I can't even say it, bro. My Iaian. You're
Iaian. It's like Ian and EI.
We've
Iaian.
always struggled with this guy's name.
I don't know how.
nigga, you're not even saying it clearly, right?
Oh, this ain't
Whatever.
E before
The
the
night
word
disciple.
Iron, bro.
No, bro. Sounds like you're saying iron.
No, it sounds like I'm saying Iaian because that's what his name is.
Nah, bro. I'm saying Iaian.
Okay.
I'm saying Iaian.
Okay.
I'm saying Iaian. All right, so my boy Ian. All right, so development, like he's obviously like crying and like putting his head down because he thinks he failed, but the success that I got from rereading was that just by him surviving was, like he says, he managed to stay alive, and that was completing the mission. He said just keep the guys together, stay alive, and make it through. So, what do you guys feel about like that as a test, and like, did he pass it? And how do you think about? What do you feel about Yan now, Steve?
Oh, could you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Bro, I
Do
literally.
you think he has accomplished kind of what Atomic kind of set out for him?
No. It
It's
was
like
three questions.
make
Three
some
questions.
deba-
Do you?
Oh,
What do you
wow.
think of his mission being to just stay alive? Do you think he did it well? And what do you think of Yan now in total? Stock jump, stock drop.
Okay,
S-class.
so I don't think there's a stock drop. My opinion hasn't really changed. I guess that's my answer to the last question. Did he do it well? That's the second question, right? I would say no.
Wow. it's
And
fucked
the,
up.
and the first question is, what do I think of his mission to survive?
Yeah,
I
what
think
do
it's
you-
kind of pitiful that he set the bar so low. Like, just live, like just go on and live.
Steve, so you're telling me if Atomic Samurai gave you a sword and was like, all right, go into this base where there's these like nuclear level like monsters that like they're not even human and stay
No,
alive.
no,
You're
Grimm. That's reasonable, but it's pitiful.
How is that, bro? He's not even in S class. He's not even supposed to be here. How is that
Yeah.
pitiful, bro?
There's a lot of people, sadly, that are here that maybe shouldn't be.
Yeah,
Look at mine.
it's pitiful because he wants to be that level and he can't.
That's so, bro. Like, you don't get how backwards that is, bro.
No,
So you're saying that because you're failing, even though you're trying hard, that's pitiful.
yeah.
God damn, Steve-O. Please don't motivate nobody, bro. don't try to do it to me.
I'm not trying to motivate him.
Can't hear you.
I'm trying to let you know that nigga is pitiful.
You know he killed a demon, right?
He killed who?
He killed a demon.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. Well, I guess that. Wait, who? Which one?
Devil Longhair.
Devil Long. Oh, okay. He did. He did that
Yeah.
on his own. I could have sworn the other two helped him with that.
Yeah, I mean, but he led the way.
Okay. All right.
And he dodged the bullet.
I guess because that changes things. That changes things a little bit. But I mean, it's still pitiful.
All right, what about, not only did he dodge a bullet, he then he then speed blitzed that same bullet after he dodged it.
But how do you speed blitz
What?
the same bullet?
Exactly.
If you already dodged.
That's how exactly, my nigga. That's how fast. Listen closely, bro. He dodged the bullet and then speed blitzed that same bullet.
So he dodged the bullet and then turned around and then went to the
blitzed
bullet
in front of it
very
again.
quickly.
And bodied that bullet, man.
And he bodied the bullet.
Yeah, like in half, man.
That's stupid.
That's fast as hell, ain't it?
Yeah, that is pretty fast,
It is.
but I'm wondering why he did that.
Because he wasn't trying to get shot, and he couldn't let other niggas get shot.
So he
Oh,
jumped
okay.
in front of the same bullet.
Well, he wouldn't have to jump in front of it. He could just chase it from behind.
Yeah.
If he was that fast, he could have just cut the
What
bullet
you mean
in
if this
half.
happened? This was drawn by Murata.
It's still
Well, yeah, he could have just cut the bullet. He just cut the
I've
bullet.
neutralized the
In
bullet.
the
I'm not
first
going to dodge it, then jump back in front of it to save people. I'm just going to save people from the get-go.
Niggas mad, bro. Niggas mad because Iaian got them speed feats, bro.
I ain't mad. I'm just perplexed.
Alright. Sundown?
Yeah, so my opinion is slightly different to Steve-O's. The fact that he was given the mission of just, stay alive, and I feel like that was extended to Bushi Drill and Okamai Touch, in the sense of he had to look after them, Iaian, and he had to kind of make sure that he came out with his boys, that they came out alive as well. So I feel like there was a lot of pressure on Iaian, and I wasn't actually expecting to see so much emotion from him in this, like having escaped. And the fact that he seems so emotional, like it seems like I managed to stay alive. I feel like that also extends to I kept the other two alive as well, and the respect he gets from Atomic Samurai as a result of that. I think that's pretty awesome, and I was really happy about that. So the fact that he was given the whole kind of stay alive, I thought yeah, maybe he could have been given an actual goal like take down someone like this, but the fact that he was going into a monster association with so many different S-class type monsters, like dragon level and above, I feel like that's got to be like a really, really good goal in the sense of just get out alive, and you'd have done a good job. Did he do it well? Yeah, he survived. He got all his boys out. He went back and he saved the Narinki squad, and then they got out as well because of Pig God. And then what was the last part?
Your overall thoughts with all that included.
Oh yeah, so I think Iaian, my idea of him and my perception of his stock, it's only ever increasing all the time. I think he's a solid character, and his willingness to go back to save the Narinki squad when he really didn't have to, and his willingness to put his body on the line, really guide his other two members, the other two apprentices underneath Atomic Samurai. I just have respect for him, and I think he did a really good job.
Oh, okay. So I'm seeing this panel now, Grimm, and it doesn't look like he dodged it, then blitzed the bullet. It looks like he ran towards the guy shooting and cut the bullets on the way to him.
Bruh, but the bullets were shot at him from the front, so he would have had to dodge it or he would have got hit.
You can like move to the side and cut. You don't have to.
Oh, you can? How many times have you moved to the side of a bullet and then cut it, man?
None.
Grim?
What type of question is
You think I'm telling niggas what you can't do? Like, you got plans for that shit, bro? Like, oh, you should have done this. Hell no, bro. The bullets were shot at him. Like, he was fast enough to dodge bullets, and then as he was dodging the bullets, what was that?
What makes more sense to you?
That he dodged it and then speed blitzed it.
Where did we get off this topic?
That's what he did,
Who
bro.
brought this shit up?
Look, he got out of the trajectory of the bullets, and then used his tremendous speed to cut through them things. But like he speed blitzed the bullet that was speeding at him, bro. Like that, he fast as hell, bro. How you speed blitz a launched bullet? That's like, it's almost inconceivable. Bro. Like you launch a bullet, then you speed blitz that bitch. You got to give old boy props.
Yeah, he gonna get his props regardless, man. You know, because it's a dope feat. But I just don't think the way that you interpret it is correct.
So he didn't dodge a bullet and then speed blitz it?
Oh my god.
No.
Damn. Yeah, Satsuki, what you think of this, bro?
The whole Iaian thing.
Yeah, everything. Yeah.
See, Sasuke said it right.
Pretty much like my thinking is along with Sundowns, and that I think that he did succeed, and I respect the goal because they're going into the trenches with the unknown. They didn't really have a clear idea of what all the monsters had, in terms of like the numbers too, and powers and all of that. So for them to go underground, especially, it's one thing for them to be on the surface team where they were being backed up by the S-class heroes and they were just kind of in a support type of role. But for them to go underground, that was a recipe for them to die. The S class, if the S class heroes were in trouble too, like just think about, or Atomic could only imagine what could happen to his disciples who were, of course, weaker. So I think it was an admirable goal, and ultimately Iaian succeeded because he got all his boys. He led his team, led the squad, helped out with the Narinki squad too. They got out of the motherfucker all right, so got to give him props. He did his thing.
Big fact. Kishipu.
Okay, basically, he succeeded, at least well enough in the parameters of calling it a success. He survived along with his fellow disciples. It was basically an extreme case of Adventures in Babysitting, where you got to keep the other ones alive. If you've ever seen that movie, crazy fucking movie. Then, has his stocks risen, dropped? They've risen a little bit. I mean, as long as he's alive and kicking and not being horribly injured and losing more limbs, I don't think you can justify to say that they've dropped. And as for his overall character, he's fine for me. I just think he might do better by himself. Because, like, having to try and keep the other two disciples alive is just kind of holding him back sometimes. I mean, there's strength in numbers, don't get me wrong, and they have good teamwork and all that, but it's like, maybe he should try a solo mission every once in a while. That probably would up his stats. That's about all I have to say about him.
I think I agree most with Sundown and Sasuke, in that I do think that the goal was a justified goal. I do think he succeeded in it. I don't necessarily think that he would have succeeded without Okamatachi and Bushijo, like Kishin was somewhat alluding to. I think that they played a big part, and I think that teamwork in general played the biggest part. But the fact that he was the one leading the team and that it was his instructions, his tenacity, his confidence, and just his ability to use what he has to improvise in other scenarios that were required, whether it was like getting bodied by even natural water or dealing with double long hair or the fodder in between or having to interfere with the Maya as well. Like he was calm and composed on several points. I remember Sundown making like several comments about how like Iaian wouldn't fall for like the whole crazy out of control rhetoric that Amai was like trying to taunt Bushijo with. He always came in and like cooled off the situation. So to be honest, if we're talking about like development and personality wise, I think Iaian's had one of the most natural, like, I guess upbringings or like upcomings, or I don't know what the appropriate word to use, like flourishments or developments. I don't know what to use. Like, if you guys were to the way I look at it is like before we got the plague of the redraws, we were getting character development in a certain type of way, which I preferred and I understood. Like the Child Emperor fight, half of that fight was him developing through the fight. Like we saw the comments being made, we saw him overcoming every obstacle, and the total of the fight was like the sum of that development. Like him overcoming the obstacle, even though it seemed impossible, and him learning that brute force isn't the way. Like that was the development there. But here is getting it a little bit more detailed. But I think this is one of the more natural ones. I think this would have happened either way, regardless of redraws or not. I think the Rinky Squad scenario that was redrawn, that was kind of forced, but in general, Iaian was always like kind of like a meek guy, and I think his stocks have raised because of it. Not dramatically. This is obviously just like an award ceremony moment where his masters tell him, good job, basically acknowledging his accomplishments. So his stocks go up for that. But like, I kind of got upset when Murata somewhat confirmed that he's not S class from his own mouth. I've been pushing that for months now. That with the feast that he had, he was starting to get up there. It is what it is, though. Next we have the tank top dichotomy. The tank top theorem. What is it? Tank
top magic.
Tankamy, like alchemy, like tank talkamy. I don't know.
Instead of like riding a circle on the ground, he just throws a shirt down or a tank top.
Does a tank top down and sweats on it.
And then he just slams his hand down on it, and then.
So we've talked about the hype of the tank top and its perceived magical powers, and now with the addition of Mumen Rider. What are your opinions on Mumen Rider and Tank Top Master?
I want the justice tank, god damn it.
I guess I think it's interesting how Mumen Rider now sees Tank Top Master as his master. I don't know if he was calling him master just because it's in his name, or if he was literally just like calling him master or not. But it was a cool relationship, and seeing how they have trust in him, considering Mumen Rider's rank, I think it's very telling of Tank Top's master's personality that he treats him with equal respect. Like he doesn't treat Mumen Rider any differently. Well, I guess you could say he treats him a little better than he would normally talk to other people. So I think their relationship is interesting. The fact that he trusted him with getting everybody to safety, mutual respect. We love to see it.
Steve?
I'm sorry, what's the question?
How do you feel about Tank Top and Mumen Rider's relationship?
I think them niggas is special together, man. I feel like Moon Rider might be on the way up finally. He gonna get up out the dirty spots with them dirty niggas and finally become somebody that can actually do something for niggas. Instead of just serving as a distraction and boosting morale, which is important, but I just wish he could do so much more because he always there. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's about to expand because of them niggas being together, student and teacher. Like my guy and Rock Lee type beat. You know what I'm saying? You see it like that? Because I see it like that. I see them niggas about to come up and be big time. And Mumen Rider might even teach him something. You know what I'm saying? Like teach him
Go
teach
him.
Yeah,
Or teach him to ride a bike.
teach him how to ride a bike for sure, but also teach him the beauty and simplicity.
I don't know. Tank Top Master, I think he already got that down. Like this nigga's just his wardrobe is a tank top.
Yeah, I was just about to
Can't
say
get
he
much simpler
probably
than that.
he probably already got that, but he gonna even further it more. Like he gonna be like, you know, I thought that I was bare bones, but this nigga here, he got nothing. Maybe I must embrace nothingness even further.
Okay,
And then
iron
that's how he
sharp,
gonna become
sharpens iron.
enlightened. And yeah, right. And
So he becomes a nihilist. Okay.
he
Interesting.
he gonna go from tank top master to tank top god.
Oh shit.
Ooh, hold
I'm
up.
going to
Yeah, right.
become tank top, or not even tank
I'm
top.
not
I'm
gonna
going to be
lie, bro.
bare
Like,
chest master.
I kind of like how that sounded, bro. All right.
Tank top god.
Shit.
Gonna be enlightened.
You know, if we ever meet up, we're gonna have to wear tank tops,
Facts.
Yeah.
and we're doing JoJo poses.
All right.
Facts.
Chill out. I'm good on that.
What you mean?
I'm
we
not doing
we
no
at least gotta do
damn
the
JoJo
famous whatchamacallit, the you're approaching me. We gotta do that, bro.
Okay, now that's raw.
Yeah.
Well, wait, don't spoil me on that though, because I'm still
That's
watching
that
part
nigga.
3.
Oh, nigga, that shit wanna be fire, bro. Part 3, that thing, bro. Part 3, bit, bruh. Oh my god.
Oh my god!
Oh no!
Bitch!
Oh my god!
What up? All right,
I'm gonna do the Caesar pose.
Caesar! Bro, my boy.
Pull me
Bro.
up inside.
Bring a lie, but the Joe Bros hold a special place in my heart, but like
Facts.
ain't no nigga like Bucciarati, bro. Like ain't no nigga like Bucciarati. My boy. All right, let's keep pushing. So moving on from the greatness of the tank top magic. Oh no, we can't move on. We still have to get the opinions of Sundown, my boy.
Hello. So yeah, I liked this part. I thought the relationship between Tank Top and Mumen Rider was pretty cool. Just like Satsuki said, it was the relationship. I wasn't sure whether he was calling him master, like Satsuki was saying, because of his name, or whether he was actually
he's a
calling him,
slave.
like. I can't comment on that. I will not comment on that. I hope Trump gets better.
I do too, and I hate his fucking guts.
Now we're super getting demonetized.
No.
Now we're getting monetized.
Yeah, he's like, oh, they said good things about me. Give them some money right now, YouTube. I took down TikTok. I'll take you down, mother. If you don't monetize these people.
Bro.
So says the Donald.
Top 10 worst exits.
And sometimes I do better. Sorry, it was just spur of the moment.
Guys, enough.
It's cool. But yeah, I wasn't sure whether he was calling him master because of his name, or whether he was calling him master because of that he's kind of become a student to him. But what I really, really liked more than anything about this entire interaction was how Tank Top instantly defers leadership to Mumen Rider. I was like, damn, that's a really, really cool dynamic in the sense of Tank Top. We know that from what we've seen so far, he doesn't really give too much of a shit how strong you are. He cares about the hero that you are, the hero within. You know, like, do you have those leadership qualities? Do you actually care for being a hero? And Mumen Rider is he exemplifies that. But he also looks for that. He looks for whether you're an actual hero and not someone who's in it just for the benefits of being a hero, or the money, the fame, all that good stuff. So they both kind of fit each other really well in that sense. And I get why they respect each other. But Tank Top deferring, like, yeah, I'm about to peace out and go towards where Sairochi and Tornado are, or Tatsumaki. And then he just looks like a Mumen Rider. He's like, hey, you take control of this situation. You make sure everyone gets safe, everyone gets medical attention, I'm leaving everything here to you. I thought, yo, that's pretty sick. I love the fact that he has enough faith in Mumen when I think there are a couple heroes there that probably drastically outrank Mumen Rider, that he just doesn't give that same amount of kind of regard and respect to. So I was really, really happy about that. I thought that was pretty sick.
Acknowledging the worthy. So reverting back to the dog fight, as Keishan put it.
It's literally what it's called.
There
is no as he calls it. Like, I came up with a term that's been around for like I don't even know how long.
Yeah, niggas called a dog fight.
I didn't say it wasn't, bro. I'm just saying, like, I'm connecting it to the last podcast, bro. So niggas got to reach and watch the last podcast. Dang, bro. Dang.
Yeah, sure.
What's the way you worded it? Like I made it up. So, you see, they dogs, whoa, so they gonna be fighting. So they dog fight.
All right, so in the pursuit of bringing down Drive Knight, it seems that multiple heroes are now endeavoring together. We've seen the support team, but support team was always capable of working together in unison to get a job accomplished. And not necessarily the S class. The issues of the S class do not plague the rest. Maybe not in the same manner, that is. I'm not saying that like B class, C class, and A class love working with each other. We obviously know what rookie crushing is. But to see the cooperation amongst the S class, even Atomic Samurai noticed it. So, what do you guys think? What comes to mind seeing this? Is it like significant? Has Murata built it up enough? Like, is it like, do you not really care that much that they are or aren't working together? Like, do you need to see more bad things happen because they're not working together? Like, are all the things that are happening that are good because they have been working together? Like, is it because they've been separate that they're having success? Like, what do you guys think this whole cooperating aspect? What's the weight of it really?
I think it just tells you how significant the situation is, because usually the S-class heroes can handle things on their own relatively quickly. They could just eliminate any problem one-on-one, but the problem they face now is bigger than them and stronger than them, so they got to come as a collective to quell it. So for me, it's just a testament to how strong the Monster Association is as a unit.
I think this is probably going to be one of the key motifs moving forward, in the sense of he's questioning, you see Atomic here questioning, are they cooperating against someone like Sairochi? And this is no doubt, I don't have any doubts that this is going to be kind of, Sairochi isn't going to be the strongest villain that we see in the series. There's bound to be at least a few more stronger villains coming up in the future. So with that, if Tatsumaki can't take on Sairochi 1v1, she needs Genos. They're probably going to need some other help. Drive Knights come in. The fact that they're cooperating is going to be something that they'll need to be used to as they progress forward, unless they get obviously exponentially stronger. But I don't think they will. I think they're going to have to team up moving forward. And this is something we brought up, I think, a while ago now. I think Satsuki, Zhoniin, I think everybody pretty much said this at one point. With the other heroes in like the A class and maybe even the B class, what I'd like to see more of is the S class kind of cooperating with them and kind of instilling their teachings, maybe even apprenticing some of them, kind of developing them like that other psychic. What was his name?
Gearsper.
Yeah, Gearsper. So if he was under the tutelage of someone like Tatsumaki, or maybe even him and Fubuki under the tutelage of someone like Tatsumaki, that would be a really, really good experience for them. And then if there are other swordsmen or the other weapons users, maybe Atomic and his boys could probably skill them up as well. So the element of cooperation, I think, is necessary, and it's something that I hope Murata actually includes as we move forward, as the stakes get higher and higher.
It's definitely a notion that's going to be a more prevalent thing as we see the future of the series. There's no way around it. Because as you brought up, it's like Sairochi definitely not going to be the top of the mountain villain, because like, can we say that she's potentially stronger than Boros, or at least on par with him?
Stop.
But like, you don't know, like, these kinds of
Yeah, we
things
do.
are always.
Stop kidding yourself, Keishan. You know too.
Uh-oh.
We should never mention Boros in the same sentence as Sairochi. It'll taint his name.
Uh-oh.
But I'm just going by like the shonen tropes that there are. It's like there's always a bigger villain later in the series. If there's not, then it's like then you kind of just plateaued, and then there's really no overall threat because the heroes are just going to get stronger, and then they're never going to have a challenge, and then the series becomes less enjoyable as things go on. So there always has to be a bigger villain.
Not necessarily. I mean, it just depends on how things go. Like how many of the S-class heroes have we seen improve? Have we seen a few of them, but have they improved so much to where you feel like there is never going to be a threat if the threats don't become increasingly threatening?
Yeah, I definitely disagree with that because like One Punch Man that's one of the key reasons why One Punch Man is great, and I can confirm that from day one since I started reading. We've been seeing dragons and all kinds of power fluctuations from the beginning of the series. Boros was in chapter 30, 35, 34, 36, I believe, of the story, and we're on chapter 135. This is the most recent time we're reaching anybody come close to that. So I definitely don't think that like in order to and as the story progresses, that in order for us to remain or to continue to have hype, that we have to continue to escalate it. But I also don't think that Keishan's just like there obviously weight to what he's saying. Like there's gonna be more threats and larger threats as we progress in the story. That's usually how it goes. It's not concrete, but like I at least want to hop onto what I thought he was saying, that like the teamwork is gonna be needed, and it may be it may be required. It may not even be enough for what may come next. But did you have more?
I do want to bring up the thing about the apprenticeships again. Like that would have to be something because, like, okay, as you said, we don't always have like these super strong characters, that are the opposing force all throughout the series. It's more of just like hit and miss, and then we have these long gaps of, lesser threats, but they're still menacing in their own right. Well, it's like that would be a good time to get those apprenticeships off the ground, to get these weaker heroes up to snuff, and they start rising through the ranks, showing what they're really capable of when they have a good teacher, be it somewhere in the S class or new characters that we meet that aren't even a part of the hero system. So, there's a lot of potential for just about any character we've seen in this arc to improve in some way or fashion. And then we know the lower rank heroes, it's a necessity for them to work together because they don't have the power to take down even some of the lower level monsters by themselves. So it's like if they, they can pass that on to the S class as well and be like, hey, it's like, you used to be like us. What changed? You got powerful, but you lost all of your like cooperative fighting skills. That's kind of weird. So maybe that would be like an inspiration for the S class as well. So there's a lot that could happen.
Steve-O?
I could see it becoming a normal thing if the monsters keep getting stronger, which is possible, but I don't know if Murata will go down that road where everybody's just stronger and stronger. But I mean, it doesn't really. I don't know. I don't think it really matters much to me. I guess I never even really thought about it like that. I mean, I think it's cool when you see them team up like that, especially when they got great chemistry. But that's pretty much it.
See,
Okay.
I think that response, like, it still holds weight because, like, I kind of somewhat feel the exact same way too. That's why I kept mentioning if Murata has like built it up enough, or if one is built it up enough, because this is the dilemma that I always get into, that people outside of the podcast necessarily, but in the Discord community for sure. I always bring up the scenario with Melzigar, right? If we're really under the assumption that requiring more heroes is because the threat is stronger or more difficult or more complex, whatever it may be, then Melzigar is obviously a strong villain. Moreover, it was said that Garou boss was the strongest of all the commanders, and he got one-shot. So we didn't really get to see the strength of Boros' commanders. We really only got to see Melzigar. And when Melzigar fought, it took 4 S-Class to fight him. So, at least when I argue with people, that's what makes me downplay, or what I think that they're downplaying cooperation to the teamwork, because they're basically saying that, like, you got a guy like Atomic Samurai with Atomic Slash, Bang, who hasn't necessarily had a power up, so he could have been as capable as he is now back then. Metal Bat, who we know his potential, and Pooty Pooty, who was tough back then as well. Like, those guys, we saw them work together. We saw them at least fight together, and that's what they're doing now. So if he's calling that cooperating, then that's what happened back then. If that's cooperating, we saw the success of it, they managed to kill Melzigar. That has to be a feat for Melzigar. He has to be really tough for that. So to me, by us saying that, like, or agreeing that cooperating means that the enemy should be stronger, to me that's my evidence for saying Melzigar is stronger. But that's to the side. I'm simply pointing out that, like, if people are honestly going to downplay that scenario, when those 4 S-Class fought a monster, it was pretty tough with his powers and originality or whatever, then what significance does it really have in the rest of the story? Like, we never see Saitama fight with anybody because it's just one-shotting. What, the other main character, Genos, he doesn't really like to fight with people also. He does it on his own, whether it's Sonic, whether it's Elder Centipede. Like, they took turns fighting Elder Centipede. Genos went on his own. Like, the main cast doesn't really fight with other people. They do it on their own and they show out. And that's the same for the other heroes. So, I'm basically questioning this plot point as in, like, maybe it's not cemented enough. Like, what's the real value of cooperating? We don't really see a need for it. Like, is he implying that, like, Atomic Samurai with help would be able to beat Black Sperm? Or, like, what about a Mind Mass? With if he really got help, would he have really turned it around, or would he have just ran away? Like, that's what I'm pointing out. I don't think cooperating is as big a plot point as what he's trying to emphasize it to be. And I want to wait to see, like, one add more detail to that. So I don't think it matters. That'll be it for chapter 134.5. Now let's move on to chapter 135 itself. What did you guys think of that cover page?
That was nice, man. I saw it. I was like, oh, yeah.
Showing the hip. Because that's all she got is the hip.
Would you invest in that?
What does that mean?
Invest.
Like, what does that mean?
I didn't know she was a company all of a sudden.
You know, would you put
This
down?
is my psychic portfolio, Tatsumaki, Fubuki, they're good girls, they're smart, they're sexy, they also got weird magical psychic powers. I think they're worth the money.
Yeah, if Tatsumaki was up for auction, I'll buy.
Damn.
I'll bid.
Oh, no. Do you know how bad that sounds?
That's probably worse than what Steve said earlier.
What happened?
Oh, shit.
I don't know.
No, yeah, it was not as bad. Steve was worse. Steve was definitely worse.
First it was slaves to pleasure, now it's just straight up property. Okay.
I support sex workers.
Who said he was gonna pay her?
Yeah, I just said
There was
invest.
never any like, I'll pay you after we're done, honey. It's like, no, he didn't say that shit at all. He's like, she's just here for my pleasure.
All right, let's Sundown.
Sorry
What
to
do you?
throw you under the bus,
Hey,
Steve.
hey, Sundown. We ain't gonna let this nigga Sundown get into Parliament. Hey, what you think about Tatsumaki's hips?
Oh,
I mean, they're there.
Hey, bro, you already done dropped enough stuff, bro. You definitely not getting in. Just tell us.
Those hips, they're definitely there, man. Right in the middle, right there.
Right here.
Those ain't hips, brother. You need to see a doctor or something.
oh,
All right, so let's hop on to Drive Night. So, he wasn't lying.
Yeah.
And not only was he not lying, he actually gave Genos information. The information was supposedly accurate. Seemed accurate from what we read. So, is Drive Night the bad guy?
The bad guy?
A bad guy?
open the
Good.
club.
Could be. I mean, I don't think this chapter did much to like further that agenda. At least not as what we've seen before. Because I think the most sus thing was him asking about Blast and all of that. I don't think anything in this chapter is more sus than that, or even like close to that. But I guess just his desire to go into the fight and try to like upgrade everything. I think that in itself is a little suspicious because I don't know, like to me it seems like all the heroes are fighting with everything they have to destroy these monsters. I understand he's different. His makeup is different. You know, he has to this is how he gets better. And if he does get better, it's going to help him with hero work and help him defeat stronger monsters. But if you're going to fight already just thinking I need to capture the monster rather than kill it to save everybody, something's a little strange with that mindset to me.
Steve Ball.
What?
Drive Night wasn't lying. So do you think
What's my problem?
about not having energy? And he gave the association and Genos like good helpful information about the monsters. So you still think he's a bad guy or suspicious, or like what do you think?
With the energy. I mean, I don't know, man. Drive Night, he's very suspicious. He be doing things to have a nigga like, hold on now. So
He's the imposter. Run.
I'm not sure.
You sure, bro? Like, the niggas he told the truth this time. Like, you still suspicious, bro?
I mean, he be suspicious. I don't know.
So you a Suzuki type of nigga, huh?
Maybe just a little bit.
What's up, Sundown?
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that he was telling the truth, but I think even still, Drive Night kind of draws suspicion to himself. Like he knows that the things he said to Genos before. What was it? Was it right after Boros, where he was like, "Hey, be careful of so and so." Who was it? He was saying, "Be careful of."
Metal Knight.
Metal Knight, yeah. And I'm just like, okay, but you're gonna be clearer about that. And then the fact that like people didn't know where he was, he just turns up in Z City, then he goes missing again, and that was because his energy was actually depleted. But we still don't know what he was doing in that time, whether he was just because it looks like he just went away with Nyan, and he was gonna go and try and put him wherever he collects the samples or whatever. But I think the character that he is. Did I say something wrong?
Collecting samples.
Oh man, I shouldn't have said it like that. But yeah, I mean, I think he drew a suspicion to himself, and there's a good reason for that. So I still don't trust him. I still think there's something very off about him because we still don't really know what his intentions are, who he serves. Really, those are all kind of hidden. We don't know if he's actually part. Well, we don't know if he's loyal to the Hero Association. All we know is that he has his own agenda, and he'll do what he needs to get to his goals, not the goals of the Hero Association. And even in this chapter, when he juices all that power from that city, how many people do you reckon he was responsible for? Probably like in hospitals and stuff like that, probably dying. And he's just like, yeah. He's just there like, yeah. So long as I can get some sample from Sairochi, then I'm all good. It doesn't matter how many other people died.
I didn't even think about that shit. The hundreds, if not thousands, of innocent civilians who are now cold out. Remember, it was a tsunami. So, a cold front's probably following that bitch, bro. A cold front's probably in front of that bitch. You never know the climate dynamics of catastrophes like this. But the Earth moved up, bitch. Like, that's like, and we already saw, like, I think it was in this chapter or last chapter, there was a little girl with a baby in her hands underneath rubble. I think that tank top saved. Like, yes, I was right. There are innocent civilians here, and I'm glad to see it. The innocent have to be put in peril in order for there to be actual stakes or for it to actually be worth it. We have to assume the death of many. That's why the assault that Boros did on ACD was spectacular, because he massacred millions upon millions of people in an instant. My nigga, Boros is as bad as the people who I don't want to say their names because we're probably getting demonetized for that too.
Thanos, you don't get demonetized for that, brother.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Disney coming after you.
Thanks. Yeah. Thanos. Yeah. So, great job putting innocent civilians and mentioning that sundown. Like 100. Like, I hope thousands of niggas end up dying because of this power absorption thing. I hope.
Why?
Because then it'll build some more character for Drive Night. He's not only.
I want to.
Go ahead.
I want to say this. Like, we were talking about, like, Keisha was talking about, like, how, usually series like this the enemy progressively gets stronger and whatnot. And you were talking about, like, how One Punch Man deviates from that norm, I guess you could say. I think that's one way that it can break from that norm, by using civilians. Like, we've seen this plenty of times where heroes or whatever have been nerfed because of the objective. The objective is to save people. So even if they're stronger than someone, the enemy is able to get an upper hand on them. So, like, he uses civilians is one way to not necessarily have progressively stronger villains. They could just be more crafty or whatever.
It controls the situation.
Yeah.
Kishi.
I didn't think about the whole, like, effect on the civilians. If there's even how many there are, we really don't know. I mean, some
hundreds of thousands.
Well, I mean, but evacuation procedures, especially after the tower came out of the ground, like that. So we can't really be for certain to how many were affected, but any number of citizens that might have still been there, having their dinner that night or whatever, though I don't think I'd be anywhere near any of this shit if I could.
Or doing laundry.
In the hospital, whatever.
Or cooking.
Anything from a slight inconvenience of, like, shit, I can't charge my phone, to, oh my god, Grandpa on the ventilator is about to die because the hospital didn't have backup generators because they got drained too.
There were thousands of niggas that died that way. Thousands of niggas.
So it's like, there's a spectrum of effects that his big power drain could have done. Regardless of if it actually affected anyone or not, it can affect someone in the future, But Yeah,
And
his
you can
objective.
overheat inductors, bro. Like that, like there was a lot of energy he was pulling. Like, if there's anybody that was like around those lines or power tube or whatever it is, like it probably died from the shock of that. He lit up a lot.
Well, he's just pulling the power itself. I don't think anyone would have been underground necessarily at that point in time.
What you mean the ground came up? Why would there not be niggas under the ground when the ground came up?
But you know what I mean. Near the main power line that he was attaching himself to drain.
We can only hope. Is that a hospital right there?
I don't know. How the hell will we know? Half the buildings we can see are busted and shit. But anyway, so yeah, there's some big time effects that may affect in the future. Like, hell, what if the Z branch went down of the Hero Association? They're like, wait, the emergency lights didn't even come on. What the hell? So like that might not give him any brownie points if he comes out victorious in this. But yeah. What he has planned and everything, he is the dark horse. We don't know his origins to what his real objectives are, who he works for, as it's been stated. It's when it comes to Drive Night, he's awesome as hell, but he's also sussed as hell. So we just have to wait and see how things go.
Like I said before, I think he's too sus. And the fact that he's actually like coming through just makes me think that we're purposely being misled. So this is my opinion for now. Like obviously, like the whole questioning about Blast is still high up on the priority for suspicion. His inaction in the face of G5, 1 second guard, and the rest of the heroes were at risk, is also extremely suspicious. But like I said, he gave Genos accurate information. He gave the association accurate information. He's coming here to save or to assist. We saw his interior dialogue as well. Like, I'm not seeing it right now. What I am seeing though is this pussy ass nigga, bro. Like
the big pussy of the chapter.
Right?
Oh,
I ain't see no pussy bigger than my mask, bro. Like all that shit they was talking for months, bro. Months, years on end.
Time.
Let me step aside. Lead the way, my lord.
Oh man, bro, I've been waiting for this one, man. It's showtime, baby.
Let the hate flow, brother.
I'm listening to Sundown's advice. Take a deep breath. All right. All right. Listen, I have been reprimanded by hashtag Pretty Boy Gang for I don't know how long for my distaste of Sweet Mass. I was told I was wrong, and I was told that the reason I hated Sweet Mass was not because I actually had logic in my reasonings, but because I was, quote, a hating ass ugly nigga, unquote. So this message goes to all the Sweet Mass fans, all right?
What the hell, bro?
This yeah. If you don't like Sweet Mass, you just an ugly nigga. That's the reason why. But this message goes to the Sweet Mass fans. All right. I'm not talking about the fans. You can be a fan of him. That's cool. I'm talking about the hardcore fans that will defend this nigga to their dying breath. All right. All right. And this also goes for only the manga readers, because if you read the webcomic and he does something in the future or whatever, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about it within the bubble of the manga. All right. Now, ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls, Sweet Mass stands. How does it feel? Your boy fell in every capacity in this art, was relegated to being sidelined by Child Emperor. Child Emperor told, he said, bitch, sit the fuck down. What you doing? What the fuck you doing, nigga? You alright? Child Emperor's are you okay, Sweet Mass? Bro. And the fact that Child Emperor did it, Child Emperor fought 2 dragons this art. 2. Sweet Mass didn't even fight a dragon. He spent the whole time looking at the ground, running away, sweating buckets. This nigga look he looked like he about to fight evil natural water the way this nigga sweating. This nigga has less dignity in this chapter than Puri Prisoner, who is butt ass naked, dick swinging like a pendulum in front of a child in the vicinity. His ass cheeks are out, and he has more dignity than Sweet Mass. Stop
he don't care.
playing. This nigga is a repeat felon rapist, and still has more dignity, more pride, more respect, more clout than Sweet Mass will ever have. That I project will happen. Now there is some hope. There is some hope for him, all right, but. Just when I was getting hope for him because he was thinking about his shortcomings, he was like, I still can't defeat Ugly. Just when I was having a slither of hope for this motherfucker, he looks at all the heroes. Who do we have? We had Atomic, we had Child Emperor, we had Puri. I'm pretty sure we had Pig God. Just when I had hope for this nigga, right? He looks at them, thinks about his embarrassing loss, and thinks about how they may have overheard him asking for help, and he decides, maybe I could kill all these niggas and they won't find out. I could just chalk it up to it being a sneak attack, despite that making no fucking sense. This nigga should not call himself a hero. Just the fact that slips into your mind. Stop calling yourself a hero. Take that badge off. You're not a real hero. You're a fuckboy and you're a failure. You're a loser, nigga.
Damn.
He is the flip side of the great, beautiful, lovely Tatsumaki, who actually backs up the shit she's taught. When she is cocky, you actually believe she can do what she says. When Sweet Man say, I'm just like, nigga, shut the fuck up. The fuck up, nigga. You ain't doing none of this shit.
Yeah.
Sit the fuck down. You're not beating none of these niggas. You're not beating Child Emperor right now. He'll smack the fuck out your dumb ass.
Right now.
Damn.
He'll body your ass, nigga. See, bro. Only thing Sweet Mass has done, and the only thing he has achieved in this art was getting his cardio up. That's it, nigga. All he has been doing is running. That's it. My opinion on Sweet Mass can change in the future, but me right now, in the present, stop praising this loser in my presence. It's repulsive, it's disgusting, and it's downright shameful. Respect yourself, and stop standing this nigga, please. No more. Stop.
Shame. Ding 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 ding.
Yo, Tatsuki put this nigga on his neck,
Thanks.
bro.
Facts. I'm beating on my chest right now.
Oh my. Well, that's definitely getting clipped. That's a whole video right there.
I think this section is done. There's pretty much nothing more to say about that.
But he does have hope, though. He does have hope.
Well, any
Here's a little
character
hope.
does. As long as they don't get killed off, there's always hope for them. I mean, hell, did anyone think Vegeta was going to become, like, probably the most liked character in the series?
You know, probably not in the moment of the Saiyan arc.
Yeah.
Probably not.
So, you know, any character can have that pivot moment. But
Yeah.
right now, we can't see Sweet Mass pivot moment. Not at all.
I mean,
Also,
I think I can kind of see it, but please go ahead.
okay, when he starts, you know, thinking it's like, okay, I've been embarrassed in front of my peers, if you can even call them that, because he's lower ranked than them, but whatever, you know. You know, he's a high opinion of himself. And he's like, I'm going to kill them so that no one knows of my shame. It's like these devices that people would have probably been hearing any of that on are made by a person who probably has a damn server farm that all of it was recorded to. That's if there isn't a direct server farm link to the Hero Association itself. So at some point in the future, if they didn't hear it themselves, a recording somewhere might surface. And then he is fucked.
I'm really glad that you segued into that because that was the next question that we were going to talk about. There's two components to this. There's the information getting out and the effects on Sweet Master's fate. So if we'll each go through it. Do you think this information or the recording or the fact that he was acting like this, will that get to the public? And what effects do you think it'll have? Like, will it be permanent? Like he'll lose the fame and they'll lose the position? Like, what do you think will come from that? Sendo.
I don't think it's going out to the public. If anything, it would be within the Hero Association's, or it would be to their benefit to make sure that any information like this stayed away from the public. I think My Mask is kind of like the face of the organization. It's not going to be Blast. No one knows how he looks like. Tatsumaki and these guys are all, very, very famous, obviously S-Class, but he's kind of, the public knows him, the public love him for this facade that he has. They can't let information like that get out without probably suffering major losses in terms of, probably even providers in terms of finance and stuff like that. Yeah. So I don't think it's getting out.
Suzuki?
Give me 1 second. I'm still eating.
Steve-O?
I'll go next.
But I'm sorry to keep doing
You
this. But
gay.
Oh no.
what is the question?
What is the ramifications of Sweet Mask? Like if there is a recording and it reaches the public, if it does reach the public, what is his future prospects, so to speak?
Man, I think people will overlook it, or maybe not even overlook it, but they'll see it.
Wow.
This is our guy. We don't really care. Everybody has downtime.
Steve-O, are you also an Amai fondler?
No, not at all. I hardly even like him. Wouldn't say that I hate him, but he's just kind of cool to me. I hate his attitude. I know that's for sure.
Preach.
But overall, he's an all right character. But yeah, I think because he's talking about like public perception and how the other heroes will look at him, right? Is that what we're talking about?
Yes.
Well, then,
You think it'll
well
get
then,
over?
I think he'll be all right.
That's tripping, bro. Is that really possible? You think it? I mean, I honestly believe that Sundown's theorem probably is going to hold the most weight, to where like that's big time. Like no, like that's something that like if you had a publicity team, or a press team, or a press secretary, and that would be number one priority. Like you can't, you'd lose hella money from that. I agree, because Amaya is like.
He's the poster boy.
Yeah, that's what scares me. Like, not only in real life are there a lot of my fondlers, but in the series there may be my fondlers, and that's like, it's crazy to think that like you can get bodied, humiliated, and then like niggas will still love you. Like I don't know. Like on a recent YouTube poll we did, we asked which character like stock dropped the most because of chapter 134.5, and to troll. Nigga said Atomic. like overwhelming. It was like 50 something or 60 something percent niggas were saying Atomic, man.
What I feel like Satsuki voted Atomic.
I didn't do that. Hey, you come on. I would not prioritize trolling Grimm over hating Sweet Mask. That's real hate.
Oh shit! Now there's a lot of my followers in the community, bro. Niggas didn't really like. They would not acknowledge that his stock dropped at all, bro. Like they're really trying their best to like save face for that nigga, and it's like, I really support your rant that you did because it encompasses like every feeling that I had, like even some feelings that I didn't even know I had, but like F, fuck that nigga of mine, bro. Like it's
Bruh.
it got me so mad. To not only have niggas trying to give credit and weight to the whole Amai confronting Atomic and Flashy in the meeting, But like these niggas are literally out here trying to tell me, like even Zoe was trying to push heavily that Amaya was a stud like in a comparison to Darkshine and shit. I'm like, nigga, stop. I don't want to hear this pretend shit, bro. Like right now, Deep Sea King will give this nigga run for his money, bitch. I said it. Deep Sea King versus Amaya is a blockbuster.
Oh man. Oh, it's just he's too unproven, man. And it's just the fact that he hypes himself up to this level. If he just was sitting back, chilling, whatever, it's cool. But he puts himself on a pedestal that other S class heroes, and I just don't see it. I'm not saying it's not possible because like his portrayal in the series is decent enough to make you like to make it a question of is he as strong as the S class heroes? Like yeah, of course it's a question because of the respect for Buki put on him, the respect that again his portrayal like with him confronting Flashy Flash and things like that, but Metal Bat too. But bro, like where is it in the fights? You beat Does, okay? A bitch with a whip. That's it? And then I can't even say the Nariki squad because that was retcon, so I can't give you that. Your biggest feat is beating Does, someone who Fubuki fought basically to a standstill. That's not impressive. I'm sorry. Everybody has done more. Well, not everybody, but damn near everybody has done more impressive things. Puri Puri was way more impressive than you in this art, motherfucker.
Bro,
Are you serious?
Pooty put in work.
Way more impressive. He took Garou in a feral state, waking up, and he is still standing in this arc.
Yeah, he's smiling, man. He was smiling at the time.
Yeah, had a one night stand with a Tommy.
Yeah, you're going.
Hey.
You just had to.
I tried to slip that one.
Double-edged sword. Yeah, get him, puppy. I think he should already went. So personally, I do think that it would be beneficial to not have the information. Hey, yo, relax, bruh. Damn, I know you don't like that nigga, but let me just, So yeah, like I might like it'd be crazy for that to actually get out like that. I think, I'll give you guys a chance to actually comment on that in a second because we have that big reveal now. But to see him say self control, that's my biggest glimpse of like hope because that's like responsibility and self control is like one of the best things that you could do to like, I guess, control yourself or like succeed in shit. And it's obviously in regards to like this power that he's holding back or whatever instance of like evil or overwhelming like discomfort that he's obviously like restraining with the veins and shit like that. Like to see that he's able to control it on a whim, that's impressive. And that gives me like that's the most positive thing that I have for a mind mask. That's why I do have hope that like even if the information does get out, he should be able to strive past it. I don't know how he'll do that. It'd be funny to see like some fake news type shit happen to where like there's a bunch he somehow uses publicity or propaganda to get out of that whole debacle, but I just don't want to count on my mask completely. Shit, all right, bruh. He just trash. He doo-doo and booty and like, yeah, fuck that nigga, man.
I love it just being like coursed by the dog.
Yeah. He doo-doo. All right. But in his crybaby state, we got the reveal of Old Boy, and here's another dilemma here. Blast.
Yeah. What about him?
Last time we only saw a silhouette of his back. Now we see it from the front.
Got a big back.
What are your thoughts on Blast?
It's a big neck.
Wow.
I wouldn't expect him to be that big.
He's like Piccolo.
Piccolo?
Yeah, Piccolo's like 7 foot tall.
Yeah, I know, but
That's at least roughly what Blast height would be. If not maybe a little taller, I don't know. He's definitely got the shoulder pads with the cape, you know.
Yeah.
All right. I'll say this because I think I have a controversial take with Blast because I was never really hyped for Blast. I think what we got in this chapter does give me a little hope to get more pumped up to see Blast in the future, like actually see him and not it be a flashback or a memory or anything like that. But I'll just say like why I wasn't too hyped with Blast because like although him being rank 1 uh class S is cool enough in of itself. I think I wasn't too hyped for him because we already have Saitama. So in my mind, the only way it would make things hype is if he is as strong as Saitama or stronger. Now, if he was on the enemy side and we didn't know about him, that would make me a little more hype just because he could push other characters to their limits and whatnot. But I guess I just don't want to see another super strong hero or yes, a super strong person on the hero side because with like with Saitama, he just tips the scales in their favor overwhelmingly. So I wasn't really too hyped for Blast, but now with what we got with Sweet Mass, it gives me a little more hope because he has connections to other heroes that we didn't really know about. So I guess Blast possibly being like a mentor figure to Sweet Mass gives me hope that he has other connections with other heroes and that he is like well respected low key within their circle. So I guess like seeing the relationships with other characters gets me more hype to like learn more about them and how they were in the past.
Sundown.
I think I agree with Satsuki in the sense of I've never been too hype with Blast. The expectation has already been, in my mind, surpassed with Saitama. You know, he's already the pinnacle. Why are we going to get more than that? But having seen how he looks like his kind of Asuma Piccolo kind of spaceman kind of vibe, the fact that he has his own freaking name on his chest, I was like, yo, that's pretty sick. I mean, like this guy rolling around with his name on his chest. You walk by, you'd be like, oh shit, that really is Blast. He got his name tag on. But yeah, I really like his design. Are we talking about the my mask self-control thing as well?
Sure.
All right, yeah. So when the my mask mentioned that, I was kind of confused how that tied into Blast. So kind of coming back down to what Satsuki I think said about maybe Blast was kind of like a mentor to a my mask. But then it felt kind of weird because in context it looked like a my mask was kind of saying self-control when he was going through that phase of murderous intent, and then Iaian came up to him like, hey, you really okay, man? So I was like,
yeah, that wasn't that wasn't the immediate connection was him slamming his head into the ground after thinking of this. That's what happened immediately after this.
Yeah, exactly. And it was in relation to the should I murder all these guys while they turn around, all the other S-class heroes. So I was like, okay, because then it makes me, rather than being more intrigued by Blast, it makes me more intrigued to find out about a My Mask and what his actual past is. Is he some sort of monster, or is it something that did he murder in the past? Is this something he has an affinity for? Did he learn self-control because Blast beat his ass down and found out that he had some sort of like half human side or something like that? And he was like, hey, let that side be your prominent side, let that be your face, and try and suppress the monster side of you. Is that what happened in the past? I don't know, but like this element of self-control, almost like he's suppressing something. That's what's got me really interested by this kind of appearance of Blast, him telling him it's fine now, almost as if, because all we see in the back is that monster possibly dead, well, looks very dead behind Blast, but it could very realistically have been a My Mask who was like going apeshit crazy, killed a whole bunch of monsters, and then Blast popped up and stopped him rather than kill the monsters.
I have a interesting thought.
That's crazy, by the way.
Now, this could be his mindscape, and the dead monster could be his dark impulses, and his heroic side is envisioned in the form of Blast. And it's like, it's fine now. I've killed the impulses. You're good to go, my man.
That's a good take. That's
No,
a good take.
that's the thing. Like, I think you're both right, and you're also right to be connecting it with the self control thing, because it's clear that when he slammed his head into the ground, it was to get this out of his head. So that, to me personally, something about this scenario is unfavorable. But I wasn't thinking about it in the symbolic aspect. It could very well be symbolic, to where, just how Sundown mentioned, to where like Blast actually got involved to stop Amai. And maybe what if this, instead of it's actually being Blast, it just looks like Blast and it's actually Amai, like you're pointing out. Maybe not that exactly, but maybe when he's in control, that's the one that's telling him it's fine now, or I'm fine now. But I don't know. I don't necessarily agree with that, because the dialogue, I'm honestly leaning more towards the fact, to an extent, to what Sundown said, that like it could be Amai was getting out of control and Blast came in and dealt with it. But I say it as clear as I can. For too long, Amai fondlers have trolled us, have launched descent at us. So until this is clarified, Amai was about to get bodied by this fodder ass nigga, dude. Straight bodied, bruh. And Blast happened to be walking by and saved this nigga and was like, hey, it's okay now. And I wouldn't even be, man.
Preach.
I do want to bring up the small detail that, okay, you know how like when Saitama does a punch and everything, and then you usually see him like kind of like flicking the blood off and everything? You don't see anything on Blast on this. And yet he supposedly just killed a monster and there's blood everywhere under it. So it's like, does he have other abilities than just physical strength, maybe? If this is more of a flashback and not just, the mental temperament.
That's super out your ass, Keishan.
Hey, it's what I do.
Oh, because there's no blood stains on him. He must have
No,
a
I'm
blood
just
absorbing
saying,
power.
it's like, that's why I don't know. Like, when I read this initially, I thought, oh, maybe this was a moment when Amai, like, long before he became a hero or whatever, and he was saved by Blast, and it inspired him to become a hero. So then, like, maybe he just started training or whatever. I just wasn't really sure if it was supposed to be like this age that he, was saved, or maybe that's just like in his mind right now. So he just kind of aged himself up and he was like maybe a kid when it happened or something. I don't know. That's why I'm leaning more towards this is just like his heroic nature that's in the form of Blast. Because it's like, hey, it's like, why wouldn't you want to become the greatest hero? So, like, follow in their footsteps. Use them as an example to become yourself. So it's like, my dark impulses, they're just a monster. It's like, but the heroic nature of me is going to always beat that. So, like I said, I don't know if this is semi-flashback mixed with, like, his temperament, maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see more, I guess. But yeah. That's about all I have to say.
Blast's appearance is somewhat. I think it could be better. I wasn't expecting it to be like all like puffy armory. I think somebody mentioned like astronautish, like spacesuit type looking like thing, Piccolo esque. I definitely get those vibes from the cape.
Shark Boy.
Yep, Shark Boy. I also get like an Ultimate Gohan type vibe from the hair and stuff. Um, I'm excited to see what he's gonna do whenever he decides to show up, not in some memory or flashback. This is why I consider it to be a false flag, because it does bring up the sentiments of Blast, when we do get his appearance, what we're assuming to be his actual appearance, which could change. Definitely could change. Hopefully it'll change. But it shines another obvious bright light on the issue. Once again, the entirety of a city and arguably portions of the earth are being threatened. And Blast
And
is
where the fuck
nowhere to be found. Once again. So the question to be asked before we leave the podcast is, what needs to happen for Blast to arrive?
He booked vacation. He got his rights to take his vacation, man.
I hope we don't find out he's just dead and has been dead for a while, and that's why he don't ever answer his phone.
That would really suck, man. That would suck so bad.
That's why I don't want that to happen.
Like,
I want us to legitimately see him at some point in the series, but to find out that like he's indisposed or maybe in a coma or some shit, I hope that he's just on the other side of the planet, on a continent that we just can't ever see on the map, doing hero work and stuff, or training or whatever, or waiting for the moment when he feels like the threat is finally here. It's time for me to make a move, or something like that. I don't know.
Sasuke?
Bark.
The dog agrees with me.
Yeah.
Sasuke?
I don't. We already speculated on this a little bit. I don't know what it's going to take for this nigga to show up. The world is basically ending right now, and he still feels the need to not show up unless he can. He could just gauge other people's strength in the area. Be like, I don't have to do that. I don't know what it'll take. I have no clue. I feel like when we do see Blast, it's going to not even it's not even going to demand his presence. I feel like we'll see him on some troll shit. Like how we'll see like Saitama just like grocery shopping or some shit. We'll probably see Blast in an instance like that. Because we don't need Blast for a situation where like things look hopeless, whatever, because we already have Saitama for that. So I feel like we can see Blast in any situation. And I feel like it may be something that's casual.
Steve-O?
I feel like, what is Satama busy? He might pull up. But what needs to happen? Maybe that's exactly what it is. Maybe he knows Saitama is there. Maybe that's why he never popped up. Maybe he just like, I don't need to take care of it. So maybe Saitama needs to like get put in a coma or something for Blast to come out.
It's impossible. Goku can't even do that.
I mean, he could just randomly fall ill.
Goku did that.
Yeah.
Oh, my heart.
Well, actually, he knew about it and still didn't fucking take the medicine.
So,
I mean, it could be one of those kind of fail-safe things where the Hero Association has something built in where every S-class hero, if every single one of them is either incapacitated or have been defeated or they're simply not available, then it's kind of like, all right, we need to call in Blast. Only if it's like a catastrophic event, like let's say Sairochi level or above. If there was no one there to fend her off, then they'd be like, okay, yeah, we actually need to call Blast. Maybe they have some sort of agreement where unless he's the actual like last resort, humanity's gonna be completely wiped out. That's when Blast would come. Either that, or I mean, I'd be interested in the possibility of him being debilitated somewhat, in the sense of maybe he was actually hurt against a particular foe that we haven't heard of. Maybe he got injured, lost a limb. He's Iaian's father or something. One of the two.
Except I lost my leg.
Yeah.
I lost it in the war.
So in the first one, it's kind of like some Avenger type shit where like there has to be something already going wrong, or the heroes have to be out of commission first, regardless of the threat level, before he comes in.
Yeah.
I could see that. Yeah.
I guess, but like, I guess. whatever.
It would feel a bit kind of. I wouldn't be satisfied with that because it'd be one of those situations where like, oh no, everybody's out. What could we possibly do? And then Blast turns up and his flip flops and shorts, and he's like, hey, it's a me.
I heard you need some saving.
And he's still got his name tag on. They're gonna be like, oh my god, is that him?
He just has it on every item of clothing he has.
Yeah, he's got it on his boxes. He's got it on his flip flops.
You
Yeah, he
find
got it on
out
his
it's an
tank top.
actual brand. It's like the Blast brand. But I'm the only one that's allowed to wear it.
Nah, the only brand I'm wearing is a tank top.
But I do kind of wonder, like, we've never really seen, per se, like, a multi-city level threat. Like, more than one city would be wiped out all at one time.
The meteor.
Well, I guess that's true, but I'm just wondering, like, maybe there's a threshold of, like, how many cities would be wiped out. Maybe that's when he shows up, he's like, well, shit, I guess I gotta go now. I don't know. It's just hard to try and come up with a situation that we haven't already kind of, brushed up against in the series at this point to where his ass shouldn't have already been there. So, I don't know. Maybe just when the planet is just going to blow up, like someone's like, I sent a nuclear device to the core of the planet. I'm living on the moon. Bye, bitches. And then it's like, well, I guess I'm going for a swim in some magma.
All right, while Kishin gets ready to head to the moon, as it were, we're going to get ready to get out of here. 134.5 and 135 were exceptional back-to-back installments. We're anticipating the next chapter. Hopefully, it'll be a weekly release. If that's what Murata is switching to, or a bi-weekly release, whatever he decides to do, we'll be here for it. If you guys want to join the family and not only talk about the topics that were talked about in this video, but other topics, check out the link in the description for our Discord. First and foremost, though, subscribe, boys. See how it was next time.
Oh, damn.
Yo!